You ready? Say good morning. Say good morning. Yeah, good morning. I always want my treat. I know I'm chubby. I know I have food. But I want my treat, Mom. This is Stokely. Good morning. I'm just doing Shell, and Shell's doing okay. I slept like, I don't know what time it was when I went to bed. It was like 9. Here, let me give you a treat. And I woke up at 6 this morning, so finally slept through the night. Took my antibiotics. You want some treats? Yeah, that's a good boy right there. Yeah, you look a little skinny. I think you might need some treats. Come here, you're such a good boy to me. Yeah, Mom loves you. This is my boy Stokely. He actually was supposed to be, I'd lost my American Bulldog and a cat. Um, they were both pretty sick, and I kept putting it off. And my American Bulldog, there you go, buddy. My American Bulldog, she got to where this one dog in our neighborhood, she actually ran out the door and she attacked the dog. And that was horrible. They were videotaping, screaming, and my kids are crying and screaming, and it was terrible. Um, the dog was older, and Sassy actually bit his collar. Luckily, not him. And the lady, unfortunately, when she was a little girl, had been attacked by a dog. And so when she screamed, it caused the dogs to tie up into a fight. Excuse me. and it just, wasn't good. So I had to quarantine Sassy, because the animal police was gonna take her from me, and I just said no. I'll have her put down. I mean, if my face will be the last face my dog sees, and I was pretty firm about it. I'll keep her locked up, and they threatened me. They threatened me with a lawsuit. They threatened to kill my dog in front of my kids. And and I was right in town, in the city. I lived in the city. And it's like, it's one thing, like, I was taking responsibility for it, but don't go threatening to kill my dog, especially in front of my kids. That's heartbreaking. I know that, emotions were up. And so, they went on their way. And get over here, big boy. I'm gonna knock everything down. Come on. Come on, get over here. Come on. Come on, get down. Come on, right there. No more. No mas. No mas. No, it's okay. But yeah, so anyway, I was talking to Raven about that because her little Toto is, he's getting older, and I know the girls, their dad's and stepmother's dog. Let's turn some lights on here. Sorry about that. You see my beautiful, a lot different from yesterday, eh? Yeah, whatever. Some of y'all need to get realistic. Oh, see, like that. How do you guys do this thing? All right. So, and I can't edit. I hate this phone. I hate this phone. This phone is so bad. They were gonna give me $13 for it. I'm like, I'll just keep the phone, right? I'll just keep it. Thank you. But anyway, my doggy. Let me show you a picture of her. My baby. I miss her so much. That's my Let me move my daughter's picture there. This dog right here. This dog was the best dog in the world. I mean, the kids had put like a wig on her, and she just sit up there by this maple tree, like right, you can see it like right here. She'd sit by that tree and, stick her nose up in the air, and she could smell the air coming through. And we lived where you could see the Port of Olympia, like where I lived. And she's a great dog. She's the best dog in the world. She was the best dog in the world. But yeah, it broke my heart. It broke my heart when I had to let her go. What I was telling you guys is the people actually kind of backed off, and I saw the guy walk down. I actually walked down and told him, I'm really sorry, and I had her in quarantine. This was like a few days later, and then I had scheduled to put her down because I'm old school like that when it comes to once an animal attacks another animal, a domestic animal like that, that's not good. And I knew she was in a lot of pain. She hurt really bad, and she was getting like sore spots on her, and arthritis. She couldn't. Those dogs get really bad hip dysplasia. Like they're so beefy, and she was 70 pounds. She got up to 80 at one time, and I had to put her on a diet. But um, yeah, she just got to where she had hip dysplasia so bad, she struggled. She was like me. I mean, I used to say that my dog was like me, right? Um, and this right here, you guys, this is like, oh no, it's not gonna show you. Here, let me see. I don't think it's gonna do it because I don't have the thing on. That's my favorite scripture in the world. Everybody that knows me really knows that Jeremiah 29:11 is a scripture I live by. And then this one, John 14:6. I am the way and the truth and the life. And guys, I believe that with all my heart. I really do. I do believe it. I think that I mean, you got to find it yourself though. You have to, because if you don't, then it'll never feel real to you. You'll never understand. You'll never understand it. You have to ask for yourself. I'll challenge you to ask. Ask for yourself. Ask God if He's real. He'll show you. He'll show you. He will show you. This one I love too. I've had this one a long time. I taught a little Sunday school class at my friend's church, and they asked just for me to fill in, and I had the chance to teach, and honestly, it taught me. I mean, that's the thing I love about serving and encouraging other people, is it holds myself accountable to it, right? But this one is it's a power verse, and it says, "To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given." That's Matthew 25:29. So, and I want to encourage you guys, don't just pick and choose verses to read. You really should read up above, read below, go back and forth, Old Testament, New Testament. I've got a Tanakh. I read the Tanakh. There is no New Testament in the Tanakh. And I also have my Life Recovery Bible that I got many, 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 many moons ago, and it's fallen apart. So, yeah, so anyway, my dog, I still miss her. I still miss that dog. And I think that was what really sucked me into Chrome on Van City Van Life. And like I said, I don't edit, so here's my here's my flash. Van City Van Life. Van City Van Life. Van City Van Life. And he had a dog, Disco. And when I first found him, it was a live chat. He just happened to pop up in my feed. I was watching, I saw Trent and Allie had their baby. Oh my gosh. So on November 4th, little Ginger Snap is born. He was premature. I don't know if you guys follow Trent and Allie, but those guys were in a van and had the dog, had everything, and went down to South America. And when COVID hit, this is how long I've been watching everything. They went to South America and actually had to leave. I think they had a Dodge ProMaster. I'm pretty sure it was a nice one. I don't know what it was, but it was so sweet. And young couple, and they're down in South America, and he proposed to her, and they came back, had to fly back, leave their van there. So I followed that whole story. And then I kind of stopped watching them so much when I found when I found more about the van life with, Bob Wells and then Chrome and Jeffy Bear and all those folks, Joseph, Sharon the Wild. I don't mention him enough, but I love when he goes fishing, things like that. Like, I learned so much from Joseph about plants and, just think how to survive, basically. But Trent and Allie had their baby, and they went from a van, got married, came back because of COVID, and settled in Utah. And I love Utah; it's so pretty there. But they have been building this house, and they were like days away from finishing their house. And Allie had the baby early, so that was like, and they shared that. I mean, they shared that, and that's special when people really share those kinds of things with you, but they understand that the community is their family also. Remember, I told you guys when you don't hear from somebody, and I was just flipping through checking to see how they were. I'd watched them the other day, and I knew they were putting up a siding, and I was thinking, Allie's not gonna make it. She won't make it that long, and she didn't. She did not. But she had a great delivery, and the baby was fine. Um, she they kept calling it the little child at the hospital because they hadn't named him yet. And then when they were leaving the hospital, they called him Little Ginger Snap. So he must have had that red hair, Trent's red hair, but he sure looked like Allie to me. And it's awesome to me to see those things, and hear about the good things that are happening to different folks. And they started out nomads. They were traveling the world. And COVID stopped all of that, you guys. It's impacted everybody, but what I've seen, even though COVID has impacted people, they've not stopped. They have not given up. They keep doing what they're doing. And all the folks out there that are struggling, you're getting depressed, don't go there. It's a spiral. And if you continue in that spiral, you're going to crash. You're going to not make it. You will get depressed. It's harder to get a job when you're depressed. And I know once I start feeling better, um, and I've got something to do. I told myself when I literally crashed, I mean, I was done. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I came back from Colorado, and yeah, I couldn't even think straight. That was a year ago. And stuff was going on back then. And I came back and was trying to get my house together, and my back went out. My hips were out. That was when I found out I had trouble with my hips. Didn't know that my hips were bad. I thought it was my back. And so I gotta grab my coffee. Coffee time with Mimi this morning. So I had to, that was when I went in and saw my doctor, and I'm like, dude, what is wrong? I'm going to have back surgery again. This is crazy. I've got to sell my house. This is not happening to me right now. Not now, right? My dad died 11 years ago, and my back had gone out. The year my back went out, it was New Year's Eve. And that's how I started my new year. In the hospital, getting freaking shots. And didn't even remember who took me to the hospital. Didn't even remember. My daughter finally told me the other day, she goes, yeah, don't you remember, so and so took you? And I'm like, I don't remember that. Like, literally, after that happened to me, my disc herniated. Um, I don't remember a lot of things. For one, they had me on pills. I don't take pain pills. I won't take the pain pills. I do take my medications to help me sleep and to keep my blood pressure down. I take a water pill that helps keep my blood pressure down, helps keep the weight off me because I will retain water really bad. And I'm so scared of getting fat again. I weighed, for me, I'm 5'1", and I got up to 194. That was as much as when I was pregnant with my kids. I had to ride a scooter. I really was handicapped. And, like Sasquatch. I love him, you guys. You have no idea how much I love Bigfoot. I really do believe. Um, So yeah, so that was crazy, and I had my dog, and that dog, man, she would crawl on the floor with me. If I crawl, and I crawled to the bathroom. I couldn't stand up and cook. Um I was able to eventually get to work. It took me about, I don't know, 4 months to get to work, and finally, and the people there were awesome. The one thing about working in the state, and I just started a new job. I finally got promoted because I self-promoted. I like had to in the state. It's not like, oh yeah, you get a raise. It's like you get a raise and then you top out in your class. You're done. So the only raise you're gonna get is if you change jobs. So anytime someone sees, like in the state in government, if someone has bounced around in the state every couple years, that's a good sign. That means that they are motivated and they promote and move up. Well, during that time, not only did my back go completely out, it hemorrhaged or herniated, and I was bent over. I literally had bulges in my stomach from being like in constant spasms. And it went down my sciatic into my left leg, and I lost complete ability to lift my legs. I couldn't walk. If I did, it was excruciating. I screamed a lot, and that was really traumatizing for my kids. They were little, and put a lot of responsibility on my girls, and and I had a little kid. But this dog, man, I'm gonna cry, you guys. That's hard for me. Sorry. Um, this dog, man. I never liked dogs. I didn't want dogs. I babysat the dog and ended up taking the dog. And She was the best dog ever. I mean, everybody loved that dog. Some people were scared of her. I mean, she's a meathead. She's a 70-pound meathead. But she loved my kids. And I'll tell you what, didn't nobody come in our yard. Didn't, not one person, right? Um, and not that she would hurt them, but she let them know it was her yard. And they, hey, what are you doing here? These are my kids. Um, what's your agenda? And that I did love about her. But she stuck with me, like, you know, she stuck with me. It was crazy. And just remembering all that, it's been a roller coaster from that time on. So when I saw Chrome with Disco, I was like, and he had Cruz. Because when I came on, it was this year. I'm new to Chrome's channel as far as not being with him when he got started. And some of you guys will be with me, from the time I've started, and you'll suffer through my videos or whatever, and I appreciate you for it. I really do. Um, but I saw him go from losing his dog, bawled my eyes out, and then he got Cruz, and I thought, how can he do that? um how can he move on? It's like when you lose a spouse. It really is. It's like, not the same thing, don't get me wrong, but that connection, that bond, it's even deeper sometimes than your own spouse. Especially if you're a person that lives alone or travel alone, whatever your situation is. When you have a pet, like I saw this new guy I've been following. uh, I, s- I heard Blind View talk about him. Nomadic Fanatic. He's got cats, and his cat Jax. Um, he travels around with his cats, and he's got a new little kitty that Jax passed away. Also, that was so sad. I mean, that's sad. But it's just seeing these people like Emmy. She's got a cat. Cause I'm like, how am I gonna do this? By the time I got we already had Marley. That's supposed to be my other daughter's cat, and I kept her, while my daughter's trying to get on her feet in the world, and then COVID hit. So I have Marley, and then my other daughter, she was pretty sad about Stokely, and it hit her really hard because she had been with him, for almost 11 years, and he or she we got Stokely, and it's like, "Mom, please, I'll clean the box, I'll feed him, I'll take care of it." You know the spill, right? And I'm like, "No, it's another $50 a month." And I'm thinking, "No, I just, I'm done with animals. I don't want to go through that hurt again. I can't. I can't do it." Kind of like with my relationships. I cannot hurt like that again. I can't do it. I can't, right? And yeah, sure enough, she won. We got Stokely, and guess whose cat he is? He's hers, but he's mine. And yeah, he's my buddy. I don't know what I'd do without him now, but he fetches. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like, "Sassy, is that you in there?" I make jokes about it all the time because he was born right after she passed, and so that whole that whole thing, and then having to try to get ready to sell my house and find out, okay, it's not my back, it's my hips. That's when I had to start getting the injections. And it worked. I would go in there not being able to walk, couldn't walk, and would go in to see him, and and he give me the shots, and I hate needles, so I won't even look at the needles. I won't look at them. That was the first time I saw the needle too, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Why did I watch those, watch it?" Because it looks so monstrous, but really it's just how he puts it in halfway. So still, yeah, a long ways, but it works. And when I go in there and I can't hardly get up and down, get out of my chair, that's why I hate sitting. You'll see me pace. I will pace this house. I thought about getting the little, what do you call that thing you put on you that measures your steps? I thought about getting one just to see actually how many steps I take inside my home because I pace. Standing still hurts, sitting down hurts. Working for the state for 15 years, being a dental assistant for 8 years. It's a lot of sitting, a lot of sitting. And for somebody like me with the degenerative disc disease and degenerative arthritis, it's pretty tough, because you have to keep moving. And something that I was talking to my mom about yesterday is that I am prone and to get diabetes. So I've been borderline a couple times, and I think this last year with COVID really kind of put me in such a funk. Plus all the other stuff I had going on in my life, just a few other things. God forbid I have life, but I think that I just kind of gave up. I really did. I gave up. So not that I wanted to hurt myself. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't want to hurt myself. That just hurts so many other people, and it just leaves so many unanswered questions. And I've had family members that have taken their own life, so it's very serious to me. I don't play around with that too much. I've seen the hurt that it causes. So um, I've had someone close to me. My One of my mentors took her life, and and she had mental illness, and it destroyed her. So I'm going to challenge you today, because this is going to be a little long one again, my little spill. I'm going to challenge you guys today to do something healthy, do something you love, and do something for someone else. One of the things I think that has helped me the most, besides Jeffy Bear, um, and Chrome, watching Chrome, and that dude's got Van City Van Life, Van City Van Life. He's got so much energy, and he had a rough year too. You guys go back and watch him. He lost his mom this year. He had to flip and have all this work done on his van. His gas bill alone, you guys should go watch and see how much it's cost him to do his videos before everybody starts ranting on him about how much money he makes. But yeah, we have no problem going and paying for Xfinity. We have no problem paying for renting movies. We have no problem with paying for, other forms of entertainment. But watching, thinking you've got to donate $1 to somebody, I'll tell you what, if everybody that was subscribed to him, because he's pushing 250, and I'm rooting for him. I told Weirdo Assistant a while ago, I'm like, he's gonna make it. I want to see that dude hit 250. I want to see it. I want to see it by Christmas. I want to see him hit 250. So if you happen to come across this, just because of what they've done for me, that whole group of people, go over and subscribe to them. That really puts them out there, and just their energy and the comedy, watching that group of people. Because when I came on, he gosh, I think it was February when I found Chrome, and then of course Jeffy Bear kept popping up, right? And one day I was like watching this one video, and he's out by this really awesome place, right? Because he takes you to these awesome places that probably are not that far out, but it's far enough out most people won't get to see those places. And he has this thing where he's like, "What's up, weirdos?" And he yells it, right? Because he's in the middle of nowhere. And I was sitting there thinking, how funny it would be if somebody yelled back. Oh my gosh. He like yells out, "What's up, weirdos?" And you hear this, "Shut the bleep," you know, up. And I got in the floor. I laughed so I hadn't laughed so hard, you guys, in months. And I was sold after that. And then come to find out they were playing. It was Jeffy Bear. And that's kind of how Jeffy Bear became a character on that channel, is just by Chrome caring about him and including him. And then of course, all the others came along. They met Emmy, and the cat lady van, and Sharon the Wild, Joseph, um who else? Who am I missing, guys? Jeffy Bear, Sharon the Wild, Mark, and now Mark the Paint Guy. Mark does incredible work. Oh my gosh, if I could, and they're just like, well, Mark's further. He's, I think, over in Calgary. I was trying to look it up to see how far over east he is. I think he's by Alberta. The other guys are up in Vancouver. Chrome's mostly on Vancouver Island. Emmy, she drives all over the place, but she can't right now. She's a photographer. And I can't give as much now. I'm pretty much tight now. I donate, to Chrome. I seriously give him like $3 a month. That's it. Um, that's nothing, you know. So I wish I could give him flipping, 3,000 bucks a month for everything that dude has done for me, and not even nobody's done it. And not that I'm putting anybody on a pedestal, because, I can see things, it's interesting when you learn to spot things in people, and you pick up on when things aren't right. And I have, I've learned how to do that. That's not always a good thing, but I have. Um, but just knowing that, I can contribute and be just pay that small amount of $3 a month, and it opens up so many things to me. And being on his members only, it's awesome because you get to see what's going on. You get to see all the things that a lot of you are not seeing out there. So some people get ass hurt because he's not commenting to everybody, and it's like, dude, he's got 200, almost, he's got, I think, 217,000 now, maybe more. Maybe more than that now. Every day I look and it goes up. Same with Jeffy Bear, same with Emmy, Sharon the Wild, now Mark the Paint Guy. They got him up to 1,000, and he's just got to start putting out those videos. And man, he does good work. Fortunately, his shop he works at, allows him to do those things, and consistency is so key. That's why I push through being sick and coming on anyway, and not being able to edit. Um, I know these can get lengthy, so take a break, go get some coffee, come back. But it's just helping you to get to know me, because when I do get out there, and I'm getting out there. Um, I'm gonna show you guys some pretty things, and I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do for work. Physically, I can't do it. I had taken a job at Walmart. And I thought I was just going to be picking groceries and putting them in tubs, and then other folks would stage them and get them ready. Well, that's not the case. They have They have people my age and older carrying stuff like, dude, what the heck? Separate these jobs out. Physically, I couldn't do it. My elbow within my third shift, my elbow was completely swollen. I couldn't bend it, and my hips were out again. And it wasn't anything they did, it's just I couldn't do the work. I cannot lift more than 25 pounds, and that's pushing it. Even my cat, I have trouble lifting my cat, and he's close to 20 pounds. So I don't understand it. I don't understand why I think what really hurt me was when I had to go out and push up carts, and there's no motorized thing to push them up with. So I couldn't do it. I had to say I can't do this, and that sucks. And I filed for disability, you guys, and I can't ever get in touch with anybody. I always get locked out of the system. It's been a year now. In November, it was a year that my advocates, whom I fired, decided to file for me, and I wasn't ready for them to file. They didn't even send in a complete application. They just sent it in to get their name on my documents, and just trying to get them off my documents has been a pain. So part of my getting prepared also for taxes will also be finding my documents from Social Security and writing all over them and sending them in and getting those people off my getting them off all my information, because they don't get to get $5,000-6,000 from me just because I sent a blank application in. Those are the things that chap my butt. That's where I'm not as strong as Tiny House Jeep, man. That gal, she's like an angel. There's a gal, Tiny House Jeep. And I don't know her name. I haven't really followed her as much, but the first time I saw her was on Chrome's channel on Van City Van Life, and he toured her Jeep. That Jeep is beautiful. And she got attacked a little while ago, about a month ago. She hadn't come on and told anybody. Um and she's definitely, you could see like the fear, and she is the most gentle, most beautiful person. Nothing like me at all. Yeah, I wish I'd have been there with her. Yeah, we'll just say that, you guys. I grew up rough. I just like, man, that it made me mad. Actually, I cried. I'll cry, but then I get mad. And I don't go out and hurt anybody, but I hate that stuff. I hate when I see people being mean to other people. If I get my feelings hurt, I'll shut down. I'll just walk away, get off your channel, take a break for a while, because I don't want to be ugly. And the one thing I learned from her in that was she was able to voice she's angry. Um, and I hope she screamed, man. She's out in the middle of nowhere. She's also a photographer, and amazing, just amazing the work that woman does and the beauty that she captures. Um, for that to happen to her, and it was somebody she didn't even know, just some freak come up on her and chased her down. She had to go to the nearest fire station to get help, and the firefighters came out and tackled the guy. He was attacking her. He ran, was trying to run into her and beating, throwing rocks in her Jeep. And this is her home, you guys. Remember what I said. When you have a home on wheels, that's your home. That's like somebody coming up to your house and throwing rocks into your house, right? In Canada, they don't have any rights to carry like we do here. They don't have those rights. And I don't understand why with that kind of stuff going on, because you always think that is so much more peaceful up there. Get on the news and look it up. Get on the news and see how long they've had trouble with tent cities. It's no different than anywhere else, you guys. Every place has problems. You have to learn to get away from the problems and not be the problem. And you know what? I believe in self-defense. I believe you have the right to defend yourself. That's a human right. I'm not, I know that the Lord says turn the other cheek, but also there's a time when the Lord allows you to fight back. And that's what I see the American people are trying to do, because and I don't want to get off on my politics kick here, because you have to remember I was in politics. I worked in it. You weren't allowed to talk about politics when you worked in the government. It's not allowed. Um, you do your job and you go home. Your opinion doesn't matter other than what pertains to your job. And that's the truth. So, this facade that is so great, it's not. It's good. I miss my paycheck. Let me tell you, I miss that paycheck right now. Because if I had that job and I had sold my house when everything happened the way it did, I'd be doing so good right now. Like, I'd have acres of land right now that I could start my own camp and have people come through and be reasonable, you know, give people a place to stay, because even that's been a challenge for folks, is just this online crap. Yeah, you get online, you'll reserve a place and you get there and either somebody's in your spot or they didn't get it right. Um, and it doesn't matter how many times you show them your confirmation. That happened to me in Colorado. I had gotten a room down in Colorado, which I wasn't really happy with the room that they gave me and the place. It was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of sketchy to me. So I went in and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to be here or not. Luckily for me, um, luckily, they had screwed up my reservation and did not have a room to accommodate me. And I was like, whew, okay, no problem, and I was on my way and found a different place and stayed there a few nights. And it is not cheap in Denver, Colorado, let me tell you. Um, I spent $400 easy on a decent room to stay there and for a few nights, and really didn't even get to enjoy my truck, because it was a different issue that I went there for. Didn't hardly sleep in that bed, but I had a safe place to be and I didn't have to worry. I'm That's when cameras are good. Security cameras are great, when it comes to stuff like that. So anyway, you guys think about that. People that I know, people that don't have animals, or maybe they've had animals but they've had a hurt. They'll say stuff like, "Oh, you shouldn't have animals on the road. You shouldn't have this. You shouldn't have that." I miss my dog. I miss my dog every single day, and it's been 2 years. Will I get another dog? Not as long as I'm renting. Nope. I'll never have another dog renting. My cats are considered ESA, emotional support animals, and they truly are. If I'm upset and I'm sick, it's the same thing. My cat is loving on me, crying at me in the morning to get up. I mean, it's amazing what animals will do for you and help you stay on your schedule. If even if you don't want to get up, even if you hate the world that day, your cat needs you. Your dog needs to go outside and potty, or else you're gonna have pee in your floor. So I see a lot of people that have emotional support animals, and you are protected. Know that in the housing authority, people, even though they're not considered service animals, they are emotional support animals, and you go ahead and look that up. Now hotels, they won't honor it. I mean, I don't think it's right. There's a lot of screwed up mess, when I got a hotel, because we were literally homeless, and after I sold my house, my daughter hates it when I say that, and I'm like, Olivia, we were homeless. We had no home. Living in a hotel to me is not a home. Um, it's just, I considered that's when I got my truck, because I thought I will never feel this vulnerable again. I will never feel this vulnerable again in my life. I've been homeless. I have been homeless. When I was a kid, I was homeless young. And it was a choice. I made that choice. I wanted to be a rebellious turd. So guess what? You deal with your consequences. Trust me. But definitely the folks that are out there, if I talk, like I said, if I talk about them, it's because I follow them. I believe in what they're doing, and if they start getting sideways, I won't watch them or promote them anymore. I'm not going to do harm. I will never go on and do harm to someone. I may, like kindly call them out or give them the benefit of the doubt, I know if they don't respond or they don't have anything to say, then I was right, right? So you just, you know, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. I'm definitely like, probably you guys are dropping like flies, so I may have to split this up, but or just not even do it at all. Maybe I'm just rambling this morning because I'm still delirious, and I think I freaking spelled delirious wrong on my smart ass sign. Um, I'm almost positive I did, but I was not feeling good that day. I knew I didn't feel good. Yesterday I put on all that makeup. I mean, makeup does a lot of things. You guys better watch out for that. You'll go, you get some girl like yesterday, and then you're waking up like this. You know, my friend, I always give her the rubber face. Yeah, that's my rubber face. See, Chrome, you don't got nothing on me, brother. Have a great day. Toodaloo.